1. And Bryce to keep time for the 45 too. So what is going on? Welcome to another episode.
I just put my phone away.
Damn. But anyway, we still good. Welcome to another episode of Beer with the Boys. I'm your host, the captain speaking. We got the enforcer, we got the butcher, and we got the rookie in this joint. You know how we do it every week, every other week. We keep it fun. We talk our wrestling. And tonight we talking about not a bunch of shit. We're talking about some shit. But we're gonna open up this women's tag team talk we had jumping off in the group chat. What y'all feeling, y'all? The floor is open.
The floor is open.
Let's talk about
All right.
it.
You asking how? Okay, so how do we feel about women's wrestling? Where? Internationally?
Because we were talking about the
companies?
women's tag team division, women's tag team, how they do WWE
As a whole?
As a whole.
Okay. All right.
Because I feel like when it goes going back to Impact, when Impact had the knockouts women's tag team titles, everybody wanted people WWE to do it, but they didn't do it. And now WWE's doing it and they're effing it up because they keep breaking up all these tag teams. There's like only, from what I understand, there's only like 3 tag teams left.
Mm.
So it's like you don't even have a tag team, women's tag team division right now. So come on, Bryce.
I don't even know about it no more. Like when it comes to women's tag team and WWE, I kind of am like pissed off about it because every chance we get to get a glimpse of what women's tag team wrestling could be, they break up. So I'm kind of like at a level of like, fuck these tag team titles. Like who gives a shit? Like I do not care. And that's where my mind is set at. Like I do not care. Like go back, split the women up, some on Raw, some on SmackDown, go after the women's title, fuck these tag team titles, because y'all not doing it justice right now. Y'all really not to me. And it's frustrating because women's wrestling is lit and we acting like some WWE acts like women's wrestling ain't that shit when it wants to be. Like I feel like women's wrestling is better than the men's half of the time. But we not WWE, so we can't say shit for real.
That's the biggest hot take I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, you didn't got him going.
On the microphone.
Got him going. See?
See, Bryson enjoys negative banter about
I just feel like it's
the
bullshit.
WWE. Nah, he
I
feeds
really
off.
feel like
No, you had a legit take. He feeds off the aggression. Hey, look at him. He don't smile like that and he's talking bad about WWE.
No, he was born in darkness. You really adopted it.
You really adopted it.
Call that man
molded by it.
Yeah, I was in the darkness and I walked into the light. I said, damn, I can actually see shit for once.
Call that man
So of course you already know Mark. We talked about it, and I disagree with him on certain aspects of what he's saying. Only reason I disagree on the tag team situation is because once you got it out there, this is my opinion. Once you got it out there, like how do you make it disappear without people noticing in 2022? Like this isn't back in the late 90s and whatever when you made the European
the same
title
way they
disappear.
did with the Intercontinental title.
No, it's not the same, bro. Because social media and all this stuff that they got access to wasn't around back then when you made stuff quote unquote disappear. Right. You have to keep that in mind. The influencers, they have more pull on the minds of those who are enjoying your products than they had, because there were no influence back then. Like you had newspaper, you had television. That was really it.
He had PWN
radio, and you had radio. So, but the information, like when I was growing up, I didn't know what was going to happen one episode after the next, unless I really started looking it up. Now, if I breathe the right way on IG, I'm gonna find out what's coming up next week. And I'm like, dang, I wanted to be surprised, you know what I'm saying? Because it might be a good surprise.
And we did have an argument about that a few years back with some other boys.
But I put it like this. I'll say this. The way
we were talking about spoilers and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I feel like if WWE wants to phase out these women's tag team titles, they do it the same way they did with the whole blood thing. They slowly stop bleeding in wrestling in WWE. They slowly stop doing chair shots to the head, and to the point where you didn't even notice it anymore. So like, if they slowly stop showing women's tag team titles, like, oh, people like, yo, what women? People gonna be like, yo, what happened to them? But it's like when you see companies like NWA with their women's tag team division, and what they do with it, and what Impact does with their other companies do with their women's tag team championships, like, WWE, why aren't you doing that? It's not that hard.
Because Vince don't care.
You can't. How do you get it off of the champion's belt to make it disappear? You can't just make it disappear.
I mean,
who fights you for the disintegration of the tag team titles? Like, if I beat you, there are no more. Unless who has the power to say that?
It was
Brick-wise. Brick-wise, who has the power to do anything like that?
ECW title. Where,
but hear me. When those titles, okay, you say ECW title, all they had to do was get rid of ECW itself, and the title goes with it. That was easy. WCW, same way. Unify the titles, you never have to see it again. You can't unify a tag team. Like, you can unify it if you want to, but there's only one. Like, in this situation, there's only one title situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just like, let's have a tournament and the winner makes it disintegrate. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you get once the cat's out the bag. Go ahead.
I got one. The only way that they could do if they get rid of these women's tag team titles, only way. Let's say whoever wins it, their partner gets injured, they vacate it, and they come with a bull like, we're gonna do a tournament or whatever. We gotta figure out what we gotta do to get these. They ain't got enough women to have a tournament, so they gotta come up with this whatever plan. And this is WWE we talking about, and people got a short attention span anyway. Like, yo, they're not gonna know. 2 weeks past, the people gonna forget about these titles anyway.
No, that's the crazy part. I'm telling you, they're not.
That's the crazy part, because at the end of the day, you talking about there's not enough women. There's so much women wrestlers out here.
But see, that would only
work. But that's the problem. WWE's not gonna look at the women.
See, that would only work if WWE is open to bring other women in.
None of that's going to happen until Vince gets off his throne. We all get that, right? We all understand.
Even then, let's be real with ourselves. Stephanie, Shane, Triple H, anybody that's close to every man family is getting nowhere to the top, and we all know that what's his name, Bruce Pritchard or some shit like that, is going to take control and going to do the exact same thing Vince is doing.
Stephanie McMahon was in charge of the women. She's not doing her job, in my opinion. Not to make them better, because at this point in time, the women's division is kind of staled out to me.
I mean, say like a Stephanie.
As much as I enjoy Bianca Belair as a character within itself, she's not doing anything for me to be like, oh, WWE is elevating. Becky, but even though Becky lost a bunch of weight, got fit and everything like that, now she's probably doing CrossFit with her husband. I feel like she's lost a step somewhere. I don't know what it is, but something is off about her as a whole. You don't have Bayley.
That's a fact.
And Bayley has always been able to tip the scales when it comes to how great these women are. Like, so stuff is kind of, in my opinion, it's stale. Ronda's back again because they're trying to uplift the women's division, but then she's fighting Charlotte again. Like, she don't battle anybody else. When she comes in, she only comes in for the title specifically. There's no work involved. We had an issue with that the first time around. They're gonna let her do it again. Immediately come in and immediately, you know what I'm saying? Now I understand she won the Royal Rumble, but let's be honest. She didn't do no real work for that Royal Rumble.
She didn't.
And immediately she didn't have to wrestle until what, a tag match with Naomi. And you know she did pretty well. I'm sure Naomi carried her or whatever the situation. I didn't watch it, so I don't want to proceed. I mean, I don't want So
it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. I watched it.
Okay, cool. It's only been like 2 matches, for real, and they to get the title. But all these other women who just kind of just at the bottom, just treading water. They fight each other all day long, but no one is moving forward. No one is getting a title opportunity. Because there's probably somebody down there that's got like 16 wins and 4 losses. She's never going to see a title opportunity.
So
Somebody put her with a tag team.
So if this is the case, this is where the tag team championships come in. Stop breaking up tag teams and actually start pushing the tag team division for the women. Stop breaking them up.
I agree with you. But once, like before, what tag teams do you know of in the roster between NXT and the main roster that's legitimate tag team from jump that's going to do that? There's none.
There's none.
There's none. Okay? Shotzi and old girl had a potential.
Fire and desire.
Please don't ever say that again. Don't ever say that again.
But that's the name of the tag team. That's the name of the tag team.
But you're right. But no, hold on. But you also have the Iconics. They were a legitimate tag team. Fire and Desire was a legitimate tag team. But you
Team Kick, Kaden Carter and forget baby girl's name, but those two legit tag team.
Riot Squad.
Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai, I thought would have been a legitimate tag team.
Flames. That's Flames. That is,
you see what I'm saying? That because they hate, like they loved each other, then they hate each other. Like that joint looked like not to compare for real, but Sasha and Bayley, how their relationship is, that was the same type of thing I was saying. I was like, these two could actually probably work together in the ring, or like as a team. You know what I'm saying? And really knock some heads off.
I'm sorry, Tamina and Natalya was ass to me, and that's.
Oh no. But at the same time, the only thing I liked about it was that Tamina was with the old head such as yourself. And they both went after the tag team titles, and she finally got her first title, which you've been waiting how long for?
Years.
13 years.
Yes.
The same amount of time as the Usos have been in the game. You see what I'm saying? So I personally appreciate her having the title, at least having one. As what she should have been billed to have more. She should have at least 2 or 3 belts under her.
They're gonna push her before she leaves. No BS. Before she decides to hang them up, they're gonna give her a title shot because they always do it.
They got to give her a chance. This stupid 24/7 bull job she's doing, Marion Tozawa and all this, that's stupid. That's way below her.
Yep.
And I hate that she has to do it just to stay on television. I think that's whack. For the last 6 months, she's had nothing but a very whack run in the WWE. And I appreciate her for doing what is needed for the show. I respect her for it. I just personally feel that the writers, Vince, whoever, they're really trashing on her. They're not giving her a legitimate chance to be a real threat in the WWE. They're not giving her a chance at all.
All right.
They're not even giving her a chance to speak on the mic.
So I'm glad you said that. So let's switch gears. So what do you think? We talk about it all the time in the group chat on the page. What will it take for WWE to change? Because like I said before, Triple H, he can't take over because of his medical condition. Shane is getting fired by his own dad. So I know Shane ain't going to run WWE. I know Stephanie probably don't want to do it. So Bruce Pritchard and Nick Khan are the 2 people who probably going to take over. And they probably going to pick up exactly what Vince McMahon left off. So what is it going to take for WWE to get better? All seriousness, like WWE ain't the best that it was that we grew up on, and I know it's kind of unfair to say that for us to say because me and Joffrey, we grew up in the Attitude Era, and we've seen it all from there to now. And I don't think it's fair for us to say. Yeah, it's fair but unfair. But like, what do you think it would take for WWE to be a little better, especially for the old heads? Like, yo, this is. Just like
now, can I add?
Go ahead.
A stipulation to this conversation.
Go ahead.
We cannot say Vince needs to step down because we're all going to say Vince needs to step down. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because we all know that is the starting point. Vince needs to go. But let's hypothetically say
Jeffrey, hold on. But the question was after. He said after. So we all played a stipulation. He did say Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, so you say after Vince stepped down?
He said after.
He said
after. Yeah. He said after.
I'm sorry. You're on it, brother. I missed that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I do a lot of this. I use a lot of this.
That's my. All right.
His question was the basic question is: after Vince steps down and Bruce and Nick take control, what has to change? That's basically what the question is.
Okay, honestly, it depends on which. I feel like it depends on which one of them is taking over. Go ahead, Mark.
Probably both of them co-ownership.
Yeah, that's probably it. But I feel like they should keep a consistent storyline. Like I feel like over the years they have a lot of switch ups that don't make sense to me. The only consistent storyline that I see now is Roman and Brock, and we already had that before. You feel me? But it's different this time. Roman is heel, Brock's the face apparently, and
babyface.
Everything babyface, and now the thing with Paul Heyman is amazing. So that's the only reason why we're biting at this storyline. But I feel like with certain storylines, it was it's inconsistent, Like in the 2000s, there was a lot of consistent storylines that ended perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like you had sometimes Rock and Stone Cold, then you had Edge and whoever, and then you had Chris Jericho and whoever, and they were ended a certain way to have us be like, okay, that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's keeping that consistency.
I believe, and I agree. I believe that you need to hire a true fan. Hire a true fan. Don't hire these business guys. Don't hire these analytic guys. Hire a true fan. Hire your not to throw the names out like I know them like that, because I don't. But hire you an Evan T. Mack. Someone who's a true fan, who I feel truly knows how to write a good storyline and help and allow it to stretch out for 3 to 4 months.
All right, I'm gonna piggyback off that. Hold on. This is where I know people give Tony Khan or Khan, well, how you say his name, shit, but Tony is us. He's like, my daddy got the money. I'm cool with the cats that wrestle, so let me make my company. Is he overdoing it? Yes, he's doing a lot. But if you hire a person like a super fan, like Wale, Pat McAfee, like real wrestling fans, that's like, yo, this is what we want. This is what the people want. They can speak for us because, like, yo, this is what you should do. Have these, what they call it, focus groups, are like people like us.
I agree.
And like, and don't just come in and listen like, yeah, and walk out and let it go out of one ear and out the other. But I really listen, because like at the end of the day, we're your target audience. And if you don't listen, if you're all right, cool, we're gonna listen to what you gotta say, cool. Then go and do the exact opposite. That's fucking stupid. So if you actually listen, the product will be better. We're not saying do everything we want. Like, at least just, if there's 50 of us in a room, that's enough people with the same mind as the rest of the wrestling world. Like, yo, there's like, some people going to agree with our ideas. Like, yeah, I like that idea. That's a good idea. I was thinking that. So that's all you got to do is just listen. Instead of, like you said, the analytic guy, like, yeah, that's how you get. No, that ain't cool. Because WWE, they only focus on Roman, Charlotte, Seth, Becky, and whoever else gets left. The people.
Bianca.
Sasha.
They only got enough gas to get from Bryson, understand, from Dallas to Fort Worth. They can't get back.
Sometimes I feel like Sasha got something on Vince. The way she operates, she just be out, and not even injured. She just be out for 3 months and then she pop back up.
Did you watch her? Did y'all watch the Evil episode with her? I didn't know she even went through that type of stuff. I'm saying
to be honest with you, I can't sit still. I'm still trying to finish Roman Reigns. I watched the Ric Flair one. So I'm trying to get through. Because I came in 7 episodes late. So when I hopped in, I thought Roman was the first one, the second one, but he was actually. Either way, I watched Ric Flair. I watched the last 2 before the first 6 or 7. So I got to go back. Yeah. But yeah, man. They only you're right. They only focus on those specific ones, and everybody is like what NBA calls the others. You know what I'm saying? You got your superstars and then you got your others. And everybody else in the locker room is the others. And that's why half the time they're in catering, eating sandwiches, and other half the time they're actually in the ring fighting and losing because they're getting jobbed out. But they're earning their paycheck, right? So it sucks. But I really feel like it's because we don't have enough time on television for them to even have a chance to get anything done. I feel like back in the day, we had Sunday Night Heat. You had the Tuesday house shows, I think it was. Then you had the Saturday main event joints. Then you had SmackDown, and then you had Raw. That's a lot of work during the week. People are actually getting a chance to see you move.
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
I was telling Drew the other. I always tell Drew, you always go back and forth. I'm like, back in the day, in the Attitude Era, Raw was 2 hours. Raw and SmackDown was 2 hours. I'm like, and it felt like everybody was doing something. And yeah, the roster wasn't as stacked, but like everybody was doing something. Everybody was involved in the storyline. Hell, the men's tag team was not that much. All you had was Edge, Christian, and the Dudleys and the Hardys. And other miscellaneous teams were like, those are the focus. And then you had the heavyweight division was The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Kane, Undertaker, Mick Foley, Big Show.
You had a lot of superstars on the heavyweights. You had a lot of superstars.
You had a lot.
Who really were somehow involved in everything.
That's my thing. But I'm like,
they're involved in everything. Like you be in the back with APA. APA would sit back with chugging beers with Hardcore Holly, Funaki, and I don't know, Arch K Quick. You know what I'm saying? Like randoms, right? They don't even go together, but they over there betting. Or you know what I'm saying? Or they could be sitting back there with Mark Henry. People who's supposed to be in a storyline, but their storyline just ended, so they kind of on chill mode, but they're still in the picture.
Yeah.
I think they still do that, but it's always this walk down the back area, and then you see somebody and they say something extremely stupid. And it makes you look at them even less than you did before, and then it's over. I'm like, why do I keep watching this every week?
Hey yo, I'm so sorry, but Bryson's face is so hilarious, bro. It's the
he don't fuck with WWE
because we're on. The problem is we're on WWE, and I'm trying to move forward from it because we're talking about the women's division.
No, because hold on. Bryson is Skip Bayless. He is Skip.
He is Skip Bayless. He hears you talking. He already has his points made up.
He already has his business.
He's like, I'm gonna let y'all get all your stuff out. I'm gonna let y'all get y'all stuff. I'm gonna let y'all finish.
Nah, he gonna hit the table. Is it my turn yet, Shannon? Is it my turn? No, it ain't your turn yet.
Tell me when it's my turn. So
his face is giving.
I would assume I'm a little bit nice. I'm just sitting back. I ain't told y'all ever since. And I told Tony this. I said, look, man, I just don't fuck with WWE no more. Some people respect that. Some people didn't. Some people were like, man, why you turn your back on the company? I said, bro, I'm not turning my back on the company. I used to like the company. It's just that I do not. In order.
Hold on, Bryson. Bryce, hold on. I think what was the final nail for Bryson was Dark Side of the Ring. Me and him had a long conversation after Dark Side of the Ring. We're not going to speak about it. Yeah. After I watched it, I knew the wrestling game was fucking.
All I'm gonna say is season 2. Season 2 just made me eye-opening to see.
It's like it's eye-opener. And like
I never watched it, so I don't.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch season 1 and season 2.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably not gonna subscribe to A&E to watch it.
You can watch it on YouTube. It's on Vice.
It's on. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Vice is on YouTube. All right.
It's on who?
What?
It ain't on me.
What's on you?
No.
I'm just saying.
Well, my thing was, Tony, I already had a foot out the door.
Nigga, I had both feet out the door, nigga. What the fuck?
I know you had, but the thing is, I kept watching. I was watching Darkside in the thing, but then there were just certain things that opened my eyes, and I'm like, yeah, I can't support this company because I don't like the product I'm being fed. I just deal with it versus, okay, how do you really be moving behind the scenes? And the way you be moving behind the scenes, I don't really fuck with it. So
That's a
I
fact.
have to walk out.
What we looking at on time, Bryce?
Keep talking. Let's keep talking. I got
But like I say, I feel like that's the thing with Bryson. I feel where he's coming from. We had a long talk about it.
20 minutes.
But at the same time, going back to WWE, I just feel like they hire all these people. And a girl who they hired a few months ago, I don't even know nothing about wrestling. This Bobby,
the black
what's
girl?
his name?
Yeah, the black
Robbie
woman.
Lang- What's up?
The black woman that said
Yeah,
Lobby
like
Lashley.
you hiring
Hey,
people who don't
yo.
even watch wrestling. Like, what are you
What?
doing?
Are you
Nigga,
serious,
bro,
bro?
oh, you late, baby. Like, even back then, they was hiring people that was writing for Bold and the Beautiful. They was hiring soap opera people. Like, what
Vince
are you
gotta see me,
doing?
though.
Hire
Vince
writers.
gotta see me.
That's like a comedian hiring a babyface to write him a comedy special. Babyface is a songwriter. Babyface don't know nothing about comedy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hire people like us. We may not be the most qualified writers, but hire people that know wrestling. Hire wrestling.
I agree. Hire people that know what wrestling is. Hire fans. Hire actual the person. What I mean by hiring fans, I don't mean
I'm just
go
gonna
get.
say this.
I'm not saying go don't. I'm not saying go get the Jimmy and Tyrone from the audience and tell them you want a job. I'm not saying it like that. What I'm saying is, like I said, people like, and once again, I'm saying his name because for one, he's the same skin tone as me. And secondly, I like how he operates. Evan T. Mack. I like Evan T. Mack. Okay. I know he does a podcast so on and so forth, but just the mindset of a fan who is in the business should be elevated to that position. I don't need, no offense to people like Eric Bischoff, who are never actual wrestlers. You see what I'm saying? I need someone who sat here and watched it from a fan point of view and not from a business aspect. Because the fan point of view is going to make us happy. And if it makes us happy, and on the back end, you're going to get your financials straight. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think everybody wins from it. I think even though you're already at the top of the mountain is still a shaky place if you pull out BS on the show.
I'm gonna wrap my argument up with this.
Eventually they're going to take over.
I feel like this. I'm gonna wrap my argument up with this. I feel this is where I told y'all before. WWE has gotten comfortable in their ways. WWE is so far ahead of the game where we don't have to do that. We can give y'all bullshit for 10 years. Ain't nothing gonna change. Mm-hmm. So when the coming to AEW comes around, like, they gotta try. They gotta do good. But it's like, what happens when little brother figures the game out? Like, big brother, when I fake left, he can't, like, he gotta be like, he can't stop me if I rush him and I shake him. If I step back and shoot this jumper, he can't stop me. I can't go in the paint. I keep trying to drive. Once little brother figure the game, it's a wrap. So once AEW figures, some bad analogy, but from the beginning, but once AEW figures out how to beat WWE, it's a wrap. Not saying they're gonna destroy. I'm like, yo, once they figure, that's what we gotta do to keep up. We need to stop doing this dumb shit. And this is what we gotta do. All right, we good. And once WWE figures out, all we gotta do is do this to shut them down and dead that over here, then WWE be good. But WWE is so powerful. It's like, yo, we can't be stopped and nobody's gonna leave us. But like, yo, you just gotta do good.
Honestly, it only takes one. The sequence is if you think that you're not losing because you're still on top financially, it's like it's almost like you're waiting for the straw to break the camel's back. It just takes one thing and the whole building collapses because you didn't put support beams. You know what I'm saying? Like clean up the filth in your storylines and the message you're doing, so that no matter what happens, you're solid. But you're going to need fresher minds You're gonna need you can have some old seasoned guys on the board. Like say if there's hypothetically seven guys on this writing board, right? I'm just giving you a random number. Sure, it's more than that. Say 7 guys, right? Get you like 3 old heads, right?
Right.
And then get you a business guy, and then 1 or 2 business guys, get you a young guy. Something like, or matter of fact, flip the numbers, get you 2, 2, 5, whatever. Mix up the talent on the writing board so that you can see each other's point of view. If you actually have to listen to each other's point of view.
Yeah, and I think if you make it like I said, make it 6 guys. You got 6 wrestling guys. 3 wrestling guys and 3 business guys. Like people like your Pat Patterson's guys. Like which no Pat. Which one passed?
Pat.
So forgive me. You know your Gerald Briscoes, all those guys. Gerald Briscoe's still alive, right? Because somebody fact check me. I don't want
to. Fact check. Which one was the 4 horsemen? Who's still alive or whatever?
Like you gotta have 3 like business guys. You gotta have 3 like OG guys in the wrestling game. 3 of those and 3 like guys like us. So like we can be like professional, but not just regular guys like off the street. Like we feel like this, and like if you can't come to an agreement on something, it's over. Like we're not doing that.
I do know he got released last year, right? 2 years ago.
Okay, cool. But he's still alive.
Yeah, he's
okay, cool. Like people like him, like in that sense, like 3 like guys that vets in the game, and 3 like
you. But you don't want in my opinion, you don't want. I think the old guy generation needs to be dealt with. Like I think it needs to be moved on.
Okay.
Don't go no older than Attitude Era. Like we don't need somebody from the golden age to be over here trying to write for these young cats because this is 2022, 1968, 1978. It's a different ball game now. The progression of this country has gone so far that y'all won't recognize each other at all. So you're trying to use that old stuff on this new setup without any understanding of how to set it up properly. You get the product you have now.
Okay. So so let's go back to that. So would you want to have, say you have a Pat McAfee, Wale, and who's another wrestling fan in the game?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Okay, you got those 3 guys, for example. Then you have like a Triple H.
I wouldn't say Bad Bunny. Go Snoop Dogg. I say Snoop Dogg instead.
Yeah, I was about to say Snoop too.
Snoop Dogg is much seasoned as a
You got Wale, Pat McAfee, Snoop. Then on the other side, you have like a Triple H, a Bret Hart, and a Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Then you can like, all right. No, I throw Road Dogg in there because I don't know if Shawn and Bret are cool like that.
I'm about to say, take Shawn out.
Okay.
Take Shawn out, and instead bring in a seasoned mid Carter from the Attitude Ruthless Aggression era.
I'll bring in like X-Pac or somebody.
There you go. A seasoned mid Carter. That's good. Who actually still, if I can remember correctly, still works for the business.
Yeah, he's still in the game.
Yeah.
So you got
that would be a good one. That wouldn't be well. Yeah, that wouldn't be that bad.
In this scenario, we're gonna keep them. So you got those 6 guys, and I would in a bubble, Triple H, Pac, and Road Dogg. They're young enough. They're old enough to still be young to understand the young game. Like they understand. Like this is Wale and these guys. They're hip. They're cool. They know the wrestling. Especially Wale, he's a fan. Pat McAfee's a fan. So like, all right, cool. We can. What y'all want to do?
Side note, Pat McAfee.
He's a goat, man.
He did a great job. That's all I want to say. He did a great job.
With that, they could give them like, this is what the people are saying. This is what the fans want. Let's try to mix this with a little bit of that. And Triple H, all right. Triple H is more understanding. Like, all right, I think we could do that. We could try that. Cool, let's do it. Then when you see the product start changing, like, this is pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, it don't take much. Because we can sit down now and write a whole 6 month story.
which we've done. If we took all the notes from everything we've gathered up,
that's at least a good 2 years worth of material.
Facts.
Crazy.
And then of course you have to look at and see. I feel like it's somewhere in there. It's kind of like sports. There seems like there's something financial involved in how you push people. I don't know if I'm bugging or not, but it's like based off your performance, you get more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I feel like that's how it should go. But I think that everybody is still living in hotels and driving 96 Nissan Sentras, even though they're on television. So I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I retract what I was just about to say. But
I feel like this. Because we had 9.
Now that I think about it.
We had 9. So I want to say it like this. With that, I feel like Roman Reigns had the belt too damn long. All right.
Facts.
And I don't think Cody's going to be the one to get it off of him. I'm sorry. I don't want to be that guy. Cody is only going to go as far as Vince McMahon allows him to go.
Oh, damn. This is why I wish Samoa Joe was still WWE, bro.
Joe gets injured too much. He's in the right spot.
You know what's funny? You say that, but when Joe was in Honor, TNA, and even in AEW, he didn't have no injury list. He didn't have no injuries he got to WWE.
And what did I tell you about that? What did I tell you? What have I told you about that?
He's wrecking shop in AEW right now. He's actually having fun again. Like, he's actually.
You want to know why? Because they're letting him do his job. Imagine getting hired not to do a job that you're good at.
They really let this man hit a whole dance in the middle of a match, dog. Like, he's having fun again. Like, yeah, Bryson, you're right. They're actually letting him do his job.
And that's like, once you let somebody do what they want to do, it's like, all right, cool. It's like forcing somebody to do that. It's like forcing kids to do something they don't want to do. But like, man, you know what? Go ahead and do what you want to do. And they having a good time. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to play no goddamn basketball. They want to play football. They killing it. So like, all right, cool. Or like, you want to do something else? All right, give it a try. So I was wrong. You want to do what you want to do then. Go ahead, you got it.
So all right.
Bring us home, big brother. Bring us home.
Roman Reigns. Someone needs to be built for him to actually lose his title. Right now, no one is, except for Cody. Because Cody just got back and he's high on gas right now. And the only thing I don't like about his situation is I'm waiting to see who he's going to wrestle next. Because the next person,
What's up?
Yeah.
I think it gets Steph at Backlash, right?
Yep.
Because Steph wants a rematch. Now that'll sustain you until then, but after that, who is he going to wrestle? Because he's talking like, man, this screen is. I'm sorry, y'all. Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Kayla. All right, moving forward. So.
Actual that they bad, big bad, top tier bad.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Marcus. Hold on. I'm sorry. Don't go on this whole the rabbit hole.
We're not doing this, man. Bring us home, man. Bring us home. Wrap us up.
So, all right. So, what was I saying? All right,
Roman.
Cody Rhodes to me is the only one that's currently built to take on Roman Reigns. I know that I forget somebody is talking the trash to Roman now. I think. Who? Shinsuke. All right, that's the one he just got. Yeah, he did dirty. No, the reason why is because when the tag team champions, the Usos, jumped on Boog's back, it tore whatever in his knee or whatever. He's out. Like he's done. He's quad. Thank you. So he's done 6 to 8 months easy. Because the last time I saw Terry Quad in the ring was who?
Triple H.
Triple H. and he was out for a grip. So Boogs is done. Nakamura, they about to say, we got to throw you back in the singles. How we gonna throw you back in the singles? Now, this wasn't a bad idea. I just hate that he got played for a chump. Going back into the singles ring by trying to go after the group who hurt his partner. It's a smart move. And he feels disrespected. But he got disrespected again last week. So now that the little flame, the little fire is burning on this situation. So it's looking like Shinsuke is gonna get an opportunity. I think that Shinsuke is going to beat him in their next encounter, as long as it's not at WrestleMania Backlash.
Right. And it's not going to be for the title.
Nope.
They're not going to do that just yet.
So it's an exhibition match at Backlash?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So if they have him wrestle Shinsuke and it's a non-title match, Shinsuke wins, which gives him the opportunity to get the real bag at the next pay-per-view.
Right.
And that's a decent way to build up the story, because Shinsuke's mad because you hurt his mans, and Roman's going to play him every chance he gets because he boo-hooing about his mans. See, that is Roman is going to sell that well if that's the direction they want to go. Cool. That's the storyline that pretty much writes itself. If you can get storylines that writes itself and allow your talent to actually somewhat go unscripted, it's going to be gold, especially for the ones who actually know how to talk. Bianca is still learning. Just to use her as an example. Bianca is still learning because at the beginning she was stumbling, bumbling, and fumbling, and it was terrible.
So, final arguments, and we're going to get up out of here. What's our final arguments for the night? How we come? Because Bryce, for once in his life, he was quiet on this joint. He had nothing to say.
I'm going to just say one word: consistency. Consistency.
And I'm going to follow up with that. I'm going to follow it behind that. Consistency, progression.
Yeah. I can't argue that. But that's it. You ain't got nothing, Bryce? Just this tonight?
I'm doing that for the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, that's all I'm going to do.
He on his Joey Bosa.
Takes factual.
I'm on Orange Cassidy, just.
You need a jean jacket and shade, my boy.
That's not too hard to find.
Yo, but yeah, this has been another episode of Build the Boys. I'm your host, the captain speaking. We got the enforcer, the butcher, the rookie, and we are out of here. Too sweet.
Hey. I'm out of here.